This is a geospatial training video recorded April 2018. In this video, we'll be discussing the National Incident Feature Service advanced workflows, specifically the approval workflow. Our objectives for this video are to explain the approval workflow and demonstrate how to create the required ArcGIS Online components. The approval workflow provides a structure for ensuring that each new feature is reviewed and approved prior to being displayed. It consists of three parts: the collector map, approver app, and viewer map, as opposed to the standard workflow discussed in the GISS introductory class, where features collected in the field are immediately visible in the viewer map. This workflow requires a designated approver, usually the situation unit leader, to approve each new feature before it will display in the viewer map. We'll now walk through creating these three components in ArcGIS Online. We'll begin the demonstration on the NIFC.org homepage. All the templates that we need are in the Incident Resources group linked to here. The approval workflow templates are labeled 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to open each one of them up in a new tab and go to the first one, Approval Workflow 1 Collector, and open that in the map viewer. Since this is a template, the first thing I need to do is go to Save, Save As, and save this as my own map. Next, I need to create my own photo points and replace them in the map here. To do so, I'll go back to the Incident Resources tab, open up Content, go to Create Feature Layer. From an existing layer, use the template photo point. Click Create. Enable Capture GPS Receiver Information. Zoom to the general location of the fire. Enter an appropriate name. And save it to an appropriate folder. Then I can return to the collector map. Go to Content, remove the current photo points layer, and replace it with my own by going to Add, Search for Layers, open up My Content, and add 2018 Demo Fire photo points. Click Done Adding Layers. I'll also want to add a bookmark for our location here. Go to Bookmarks, enter the name, and hit Enter. Lastly, it's very important to go to Save and hit Save. We can now move on to our next tab, the Approval Workflow 2 CITL Approver map. We'll again open this map in the map viewer and go to Save, Save As, give it an appropriate name, tags, and summary, and save it to an appropriate folder. Again, it's important that we zoom in and set a bookmark for our fire location. We'll then save our settings and go to the About tab and click on More Details to open up the Item Details page in a new tab. To make approving features easy, we'll create a web app using a template and select the Edit template from the first page. Click Create Web App. Make sure and put App in the name so that we can differentiate it from the map easily, and save it to an appropriate folder. You can customize this app however you please, and then click Launch down here at the bottom. All incident features will be visible in this map, and anyone with access can edit them to change the feature status field from the default Proposed to Approved. We can now move on to our third and final tab, the Approval Workflow 3 Viewer map, and open it in the map viewer. It's important to note that the reason only approved features display in this template is because there's a filter set on the points, lines, and polygons. One more time, we'll go to Save, Save As, give it an appropriate name, tags, and summary, and save it to an appropriate folder. We'll need to replace the photo points in this layer as well, so I'll go to Content, remove the old ones, then go to Add, Search for Layers, My Content, Demo Fire photo points, Done Adding Layers. One final time, add a bookmark, and then go to Save and Save. Optionally, you can share this map out as an app as well, just as we did with the approver map. by coming to the item details page and going to create web app using a template. The basic viewer template is recommended for the viewer app. Now that we've created all of our components, we need to share them with the appropriate groups. I'll do that by going to my content page, selecting each map, going to share, and selecting the appropriate team. The viewer map or app should be shared with the viewer group. The approver map and app should be shared with the working group. And the collector map should be shared with the mobile editing group. Click Update Sharing to update the sharing properties for the objects within the map as well. This is why we don't need to update the sharing for demo fire photo points. As you can see, it's already shared with the groups that the two maps that it's contained in are shared with. Just as with the other workflows, now that the maps are shared with the appropriate groups, users are added to those groups based on their role at the incident. Those collecting information in the field are added to the mobile editing group. The designated approver should be added to the working group, and those using maps but not editing are placed in the viewer group. For a quick recap of the approval workflow, features are created by field users in the collector map, but before those features become visible in the viewer map, their feature status must be changed from proposed to approved in the CITL Approver app. Thanks for watching.